today I figure we could do a little get to know me / everybody else in this house. Get to know Dawuba. She's got some questions too. Hey, there you go. Okay, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it because I'm sure this is going to take a while with all the rambling and banter that's going to happen. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. Yeah. So I don't know if I've ever actually said this in any of my videos, but my name is Miranda Bell. My name used to be Miranda Marquand, but recently married this guy over there, and now it's Miranda Bell. Miranda Yoshiko Bell. Yoshiko is my middle name. My mom is Japanese and black, and part of her family tradition is every female in the family needs to have a Japanese middle name. I am 28 years old. I was born March 1st, 1995. I'm the oldest of 3 girls, so I have a middle sister, her name's Sydney, and then my baby sister is Bailey. Parents' names are Wesley and Michelle. Oh, I'm a Pisces too. Colby is a Cancer sign, even though he doesn't believe in it. Right now, I'm a RN case manager. I used to be just like a regular bedside nurse. I did that for about 4 years, I think. I started off at UNC Chapel Hill on the neuro med surg floor, and I did that. That was probably my favorite job and also the hardest job I've ever done. We would have like 4 to 5 patients on the regular, but the CNAs were awesome, the managers were awesome, the charge nurses were awesome. Most of the providers we loved, and yeah, it was a really great facility. I felt like the patients were getting adequate care, and it was just a good vibe, good atmosphere, good culture. I really, really loved that place. My 6 neuro friends, I love you guys. And then I moved to Memphis, Tennessee to be with Colby because we started dating a little after my first 2 years at UNC. I moved to Memphis, Tennessee to be with Colby, and that's where I switched to a neuro ICU job. And that also happened right in the beginning of COVID, the pandemic. So it was kind of stressful for me to adjust with moving to a new state away from all my friends and family, moving in with the guy who I had been in a long distance relationship with for almost a year, and then starting a whole new job with a whole new like different specialty basically. It's like from med surg to ICU. It was a huge change. And then on top of COVID happening, and we didn't even know what COVID was, we didn't know how to protect ourselves from it. It was just chaos, pure chaos. And the culture at the hospital that I was working at was not good. The nurses I loved, but it was just like we could only do so much with what the hospital was giving us. There was like not a lot of resources. The doctors were burnt out. We didn't have enough assistant aides. So I just felt like we were really neglecting our patients and not being able to give them the care that they deserve for how critical they were. So I got pretty fed up with that, and then I started to get into travel nursing with my best friend Leticia. Me and her went off to, me and Leticia, we started travel nursing because our other best friend Mackenzie, she jumped into travel nursing right when the pandemic hit, and she was making bank. And so we were like, well, let's get on to that. So our first contract was in New Mexico, Alamogordo, New Mexico. It was such a cute little small city. Literally one road all the way through, and then it was like super dry heat down there. I loved New Mexico. And then we went up to the mountains in New Mexico. It was like still snowing, so you would have the extremes of like 80 to 90 degree weather and then snow up in the mountains, and it was an awesome state. I love New Mexico. And fun fact, that's also where Colby and I are fingers crossing we can end up for our forever home. And then so after New Mexico, we went to Reno, Nevada. We got there right in the middle of one of their big forest fires. So we showed up, and we were in this tiny little house with no air condition at all. And so we had to keep the windows open, and then that sucked because the windows were open and bringing in all the smoke. It was not the time to be alive. It was really not. And so me and Leticia, we complained to our landlord, and we're like, this is unsafe, this is not gonna work. So he installed like a swamp cooler or something like that, like a ginormous fan to blow air throughout the entire place, and that helped a lot, but it was still not cool. And then literally 2 weeks later, after we like forced him to install that cooler, it started snowing. So we felt real dumb. Anyways, that's global warming for you, am I right? And then I extended my contract at Reno because I really liked the hospital. I was in a neuro ICU unit there and it was awesome. I loved it. And then I went to St. Louis, Missouri, and then where'd I go in Alabama? Wasn't that cute, and it was not the vibe. And then my last contract was in Lexington, Kentucky, which I really loved. I loved that hospital and I loved the area. It was really cool. Good vibes, good vibes. Okay, so I first started this channel to, if you guys look back at all my cringier early day YouTube videos, that was when I was in my prep phase of bodybuilding for my first bikini competition. So will I ever compete again? I say there's a high chance. I feel like it was a good first experience and getting my toes wet and whatnot. And I was really happy to have him with me because he made it, I think, a lot easier. Having a partner to do the meal prep with and everything. And he would go to the gym with me. Very supportive of the journey. And I think with this whole year off right now, like just enjoying time and like still learning how to be conscious of my macros and staying committed to the gym and being consistent, I feel like next year's prep will be a lot easier and better, and I think I will compete again actually. I'm very excited. Okay, differences in my dreams and aspirations from when I was 18 to now. When I was 18 years old, I had just started college and I did not know what I was going to do. I went into college undeclared because I think I wanted to do nursing, but my dad was trying super hard to talk me out of it. He was like, you don't want to do nursing. And I was like, what?
Turns out he was right.
Turns out he was right. I don't want to do nursing. At least not in the hospital with poor resources and whatnot. So yeah, I think my dreams back then were more realistic as far as like I need to just follow the agenda, go to college, get a job, and then I was wanting to have babies and be married before I was 25 and be done having babies by the time I was 30. And then just like stay in nursing forever. I was thinking about, well, this dream didn't come up until I was actually a nurse. I was thinking about becoming a manager or like a nurse practitioner. But after 4 years at bedside, I don't think I ever want to step foot in a hospital again. That is just not the vibe. If I do go back to school, I think it would be for some type of management material type stuff, hospital administration, or nurse practitioning, but like family nurse practitioner, but I really don't see that happening. I don't have any interest of going back to school for nursing, furthering my nursing career. Now my dreams and aspirations are just to be able to live my life truly how I want to be, like revolving around my health, making that a priority, being able to share my life with people. I just like being able to just document everything and watching it back and just romanticizing my life.
It's fun watching the videos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then I feel like at first it was so cringy. It was cringy at first.
It's gonna be cringy for everyone at first if they start.
Yeah, and I feel like looking back, like whenever I go another 5 years in the future, when I look back, I'm gonna be like, oh.
Probably. This video will be cringy. It'll be like, oh.
Things will have changed, but that's the fun part about this, is just like seeing where, growing and seeing where you're going to go. And like this is going to be showing what I'm into in the moment and like what we're going through and what we're living through. And so I'm excited for that. I'm just taking it day by day and just really enjoying my new work-life balance, doing the things that I actually like. I feel like doing this too has also reignited my creativity. I feel really inspired to do a lot of things and like take time on the craft.
And you do a lot more, like you said, romanticizing it, and I feel like it helps you enjoy your life a little bit more.
It definitely does. I feel a lot happier.
It's like the thing where if you have a dirty house and you don't want to clean it, but when you do clean it, it feels really nice. It feels good. It's like the same thing, I think. Question is, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
People will try to tell you it's not about you, but it is. And I think that is really important because I feel like this whole time I've been trying to put myself into a little shell, into a little box for other people, going with the grain and whatnot, but I feel like I'm doing what I want to do now and I've never been happier. I quit my bedside nursing. We're doing this stuff. I'm living the life that I want to do and I have never been happier, and I don't care what people think. I'm just doing what I enjoy, and I'm my own best friend, and what's holding me back? Nothing.
Good.
What about you? What would you tell your 8-year-old self?
That's not the question that's next.
Oh.
Next question is, what do you enjoy doing?
I enjoy eating, doing my makeup, picking out outfits, shopping, pretty much all the basic girly girl stuff. I can't wait till we get financially stable again so I can get my nails done more routinely because they're pretty ratchet. Yeah, taking pictures, just all the girly girl things.
What are your biggest dreams?
Let's see, how big do we want to go? I'd say
Grand Canyon, Mount Everest.
No, those are like bucket list things.
Space.
My biggest dream is to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated magazine.
Yeah.
That is like my biggest, craziest, like, oh my gosh, I would die if I ever had that opportunity. And then the other dream is to become famous. Those are my big dreams. I mean, and I want to be famous specifically for being me.
Kids/pets? Question mark? I mean, do you want kids/pets? Oh. Special guest, Rupert.
This is our baby at the moment.
Special guest Ru.
Woo!
She's technically the same age as us in dog years.
Yeah. So is she our baby or is she our roommate?
Ain't got no job, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
She don't pay no rent, that's for sure.
She needs us to feed her.
She don't do no chores, that's for sure.
But yeah, this is our only baby/pet at the moment. I think we're gonna get another pet at some point, like another puppy once we get like out of this apartment, and then
we got a list.
Yeah, we got a list.
Baby Basset Hound, Italian Greyhound, maybe a Beauceron.
Oh, you want one of those now?
I feel like if we could
because
get it
that's
as
what
a
we think
puppy,
Miley was.
I think if we could get a puppy Beauceron, it would be really cute.
Yeah, she was so cute. I miss Miley. And I'm starting shots right now, you guys know, because I want a cat. Well, we want a cat.
Cat would be
cats.
Too.
I love cats so much, and it's always so hard whenever I go around to a friend's house because I'm not supposed to be around them, obviously. But if I see that cat, I'm gonna be like, and then they will show up when I least expect it, and they'll just be staring at me because they know when you're allergic. I think that's true because ever since I was a kid, I would spend the night at people's places or something, and then the cats would end up like right here in front of me. Nobody else. They know who's allergic and they target. Oh, so and I want a bunny. Oh, yes, I want kids eventually. I think 1 to 2 max, but not until we're probably like 30 or something.
Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Oh, Lord.
Big
How old are we going to be? 28?
38.
Oh, yeah, 38.
Oh, 28?
28, yeah.
It's you right now.
Ew, 38.
38.
That's nasty.
It's gonna be old.
I don't know, life is going to be different. I think that
Be full-on adult. You will have been adult for over 10 years at that point. You better have your life together. But also, you know, sometimes you just take things as they come.
when I'm 38, things will definitely be a lot more settled at that point. We'll definitely have at least one kid by that point, and hopefully we could be one of those cool families where we could go on like trips all the time. Like if this thing pops off, maybe I could be like a travel vlogger and like we could do family vacations, or maybe I'll have a podcast.
And you could write it off on your taxes because it's part of your job.
That would be so fun. Hopefully kids will have a house for sure by then. And then maybe we'll be living in New Mexico.
Maybe we'll be living in a
RV. RV living. We go back and forth between that too.
Who knows?
Probably not me. Not this girl.
Maybe we'll be living in a tiny home. Or maybe we'll be living in a big home.
I say we're either gonna have our full home made, like we're gonna build a home, and or we'll have a fifth wheel RV and we can go travel.
What's my content pages / rotations?
Okay, so the content pages that I've got right now, we've obviously got the YouTubes here. And my game plan for YouTube is about 1 to 2 weeks of posting. So depending on how much stuff we've got going on, I'll be posting weekly or bi-weekly. My Instagram page is Balancing the Bell, and I'm gonna use that for more like real-time live posting. So you'll see me updating my stories pretty much regularly every time I'm doing anything, and I'm gonna be sharing like foods that I'm eating, snacks, my workout outfits, stuff like that, like just everyday maybe not meal preps. I think TikTok is going to be more of like that kind of stuff, like my workout videos and meal prepping videos
Gotcha.
and like routines and whatnot.
So it's different content.
Yeah. With this stuff, like I was like, maybe I should get my camera out for everything, but I was like, that's too much.
Maybe you should get a SoundCloud. You should get a SoundCloud too.
For what?
Make your own music.
That's a lot. You're gonna stretch me thin. I think YouTube's gonna be more like long talky, showing you like what we're all doing, like the big things, and then Instagram's live updates, and TikToks are more like curated routines and stuff like that.
Social media faves.
My favorite people on social media right now that inspire me is what I'm talking about. So JC Marie Smith and Chelsea Jade Curtis from What We Said have been my girly inspos. They started a podcast with just talking about life and themselves and just being who they are, and they're both like kind of vlogger Instagrammers, and I think that they're so cute and like best friends, and that's what I want to do too. I just want to start building a community where we can all just be friends and just be ourselves and talk about like super relatable things and whatnot. And then I really love Libby Christensen right now. She's on YouTube. I love her on YouTube. She's a Gymshark athlete, and I aspire to be like her. She's just so sweet and wholesome, and she's cute. I love her. And then Whitney Simmons, obviously. Everybody knows who she is, and I love her
I have
too.
no idea who that is. You said everyone. Favorite color?
Favorite color? Pink.
Pink.
And?
Yellow. Or
No.
green.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Green has been sneaking up there for me.
What makes me happy?
Making
Me.
other people happy. Yeah, I guess you make me happy sometimes. Sometimes you make me
Happier.
sunny weather, shopping. That instant gratification, it hits different. Rupert.
Feeling after a good workout.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Laying out by the pool. Maybe after you've been laying out in the pool and you're hot and then you jump in the pool for the first time. That's a good feeling. You know what else is a good feeling? Whenever you've been working hard, so hard all day, workout and being busy, and then you're super tired and you take a shower when you get home, and then you lay in bed for the first time after you're super tired.
That is a nice
That's such
feeling.
a good feeling.
And our bed is so comfy.
How did Colby and I meet?
You talk this story.
Well, we met in college, WCU, Western Carolina. Go Cats. That's where we met. I don't know if the first time we met it was at swim club or Ultimate Frisbee Club, but it was one of the two. We didn't really interact a whole lot in college.
I feel like we did meet first in swimming, but he didn't have a beard at that time, and that's my thing. I love beards. So I don't think I actually noticed him during that time.
I was shaving because it makes you faster when you swim.
Barely.
I thought it was a normal thing.
Yeah, it's
for
not that.
swimmers to do.
It's not that deep. But anyways.
But anyway, I moved out to Memphis for grad school. We sort of kept in touch because I would poke her on Instagram. I would reply to all of her stories that she posts. If I had something I could say, I would say it.
Yeah.
Just to keep a half conversation alive, keep it going. Fast forward, I don't remember, was it 2014 or 16, Bonnaroo? 19, Bonnaroo. I was going to Bonnaroo. You also decided to go to Bonnaroo. We were going with separate groups, but we both realized that we were going to Bonnaroo because of Instagram. We hit each other up, sort of chatted a bit, and decided to meet up at Bonnaroo. That's where things took off, you could say.
I met him under a tree, and he was wearing his lab coat and his baby glasses with his safety goggles and some gloves and a baby finger, and he said, hello. So now we're in love. What does Colby do?
What do I do? I'm a chemist. I do chemistry.
What kind of chemist?
I do inorganic synthetic chemist, but I also do some organometallic work. I make molecules, essentially, and then characterize them, look at them, and try to describe their behavior and why that they behave the way that they do. It's very fundamental in nature, like some of the smallest types of things that occur, like electron transfer or forming bonds or stuff like that. I make things that will do things like that, and I try to figure out why they do things like that, so that moving forward in the process of like evolution, people later down the road, like engineers, can take what I've learned and incorporate that into a real system that can, I guess, benefit us in some way.
Okay, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I see a lot of different options, and I like to keep it that way. I feel like it's not good to keep ourselves in a box, but I could see us living in New Mexico, like I think you mentioned, maybe Washington. There's 2 national labs in those states that I would be happy to work at. I've actually had a really good time at Argonne, so I wouldn't mind living in or near Chicago and staying here.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. I didn't really think about it at the time, like before moving here, but now that I've experienced a little bit of Chicago in this area, I kind of like it pretty good. And it's still on the East Coast, so we're not too far from family. So that's a possibility. North Carolina is always a possibility if I can find a good job there, because that would be really close to our family. Or maybe some of the neighboring states. Not Tennessee though, I really don't.
Oh, East Tennessee
is okay. Yeah, East Tennessee is okay.
But still.
I really would prefer to live, I think, on the West Coast though, to be near some of the better snowboarding mountains, personally. But then being near a really nice city like Chicago is also really fun, because there's a lot of things.
There's so many things to do. It's so true.
But we could also see us moving to Denmark, maybe Canada, Australia. A lot of options. I like to keep my options open.
Okay, how are your dreams and aspirations different now from when you were 18 years old?
When I was 18 years old, I didn't even know I was going to be a chemist. I was going to WCU to major in forensic science. So I had the thought of being like an FBI crime lab like scientist type of thing. Ended up not doing that, going to chemistry, and then I feel like I just want to have a good paying job with a really good work-life balance.
Yeah, that's the dream.
Emphasis on the work-life balance, because I feel like a lot of people in the American dream have been working themselves to death pretty much for their whole lives, and it's like, for what?
Yeah.
For what? So you can enjoy your life. So you can enjoy your last 20 years of life when you have no energy, no mobility, like
all your friends are dead.
You haven't been taking care of your body because you've been working instead, so you have all these health issues. So you can spend the last 20 years like fixing yourself medically. And
literally, that's where all your money will go.
Yeah, but it's like these years, the 20s into the 30s and even the early 40s are the time where we have the most vitality, and so that's where I feel like we should be enjoying our life the most. Not that you should stop enjoying your life afterwards, but like we're fit now. I want to do fun stuff now, because my interests are things that old people can't do, like snowboarding and going on Carowinds, roller coasters, thrill seeking, skydiving, things, weird things that like as you get older it might not be as easy for you to do.
Okay. What is your biggest dream?
I feel like my biggest dream has always been to be a professional athlete of some sort, like a snowboarder, rock climber,
do you still
ultimate
think you
frisbee.
have that potential?
I think I could have that potential if I quit my job and focused solely on that, but I'm not going to do that, obviously. So
Yeah.
I think another biggest dream would be to be like a famous chemist, like
I think that.
at some point just come up, like figure out something or find something, some discovery that ends up being huge.
I would
which
love
would be
that
really,
for you.
it would be crazy. What if I won a Nobel Prize?
No, I know.
That would be crazy. You get $1 million if you win a Nobel Prize.
Speak that into existence. Say that's your dream.
That's my biggest dream right now. I feel like that's a big dream that's not realistic, but
but it is.
It is possible
is.
within the realm.
Because I mean, is it realistic to think that I could end up on Sports Illustrated? Probably not. Well, I think it's realistic that you could become a Nobel Prize winner. Hell yeah. Dreamers.
Yeah.
Dream big, friends.
Come back in 10 years.
Seriously. Any current fears?
Yeah, I feel like whenever you get started in my profession, or any PhD really, I feel like imposter syndrome is a real thing. So for me, it goes back and forth. Like one day I'll be at work and I'll be like listening to people talk about scientists, other PhDs, and I'll be like, I don't know anything about chemistry.
Aww.
But then other days I'll be like doing my stuff. People will be asking me questions about chemistry, and I'm like, I know that.
Yeah.
That's this. That's that. And that's this. And then I'm like, maybe I do know a lot of chemistry. Yeah. Maybe I am really smart.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It goes back and forth.
What would you tell young Colby?
One of the most practical things I would say, okay, I'm not gonna say anything dumb, but if I could literally go back, I would be like, buy as much Dogecoin as you can right now, and Bitcoin, and then as soon as it spikes, like literally as soon as it spikes, sell
Take it out. Yeah.
Just invest everything you have.
Okay.
Stay at home with your parents.
This is not the kind
Okay, now back to the real. If I couldn't do that, and I just had to give myself advice on like how to get rich quick, go to as good of a school as you can, and probably just study engineering, or finances, like the stock market and stuff, something like that. Because you can get a really good job with a bachelor's in engineering. And I feel like you could live a really happy life just with that. And you wouldn't have to go through all the toil and torment of going to grad school to get this good job. Because I had the idea in my head that it was like, just go do the hardest major you can, and then obviously they're going to have good jobs because it's so hard, right? Turns out that's not how it is.
But still, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, it is
when you
impressive.
told me whenever we met up at Monroe and you're like, yeah, I just finished my master's in chemistry and I'm working on my PhD. I said, oh, he's smart.
It is fun telling people that.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, he's a PhD chemist.
It is fun. But is it worth 5 years of torture? Probably not.
You say that now, but then now, 10 years from now, when you win the Nobel Peace Prize, I think it will be worth it, wouldn't it?
True.
Right.
Another piece of advice I'd give myself beyond that, as I would say, like, if you want to be or do something, just go for it.
Yeah.
If you want to go, like, apply to the best nursing program, just do it and try as best as you can to get in. There's really nothing wrong with going for gold. Go for gold in everything that you do, and you can always achieve
something
more than what you think
you'll
you can.
land amongst the stars.
Yeah, really though, it really is like that. As long as you have people that are like willing to support you, and don't like hold you back, you can do just about anything.
I feel like that's super applicable for even right now. Like
it is.
Like, I wanted to do this for so long, and then I just haven't because I was so afraid of like what other people think. But then as I've gotten older, the more I'm like, I don't really care. I have all the friends that I truly want. Like, who am I trying to impress anymore? This is mostly for me at this point. So it's like, if I can follow my dreams that I've been wanting to do for myself, like that's what it comes down to. Is like, do things for you.
It's one of the fun things about being an adult.
Yeah, it is. You have this money now. You have your careers kind of set going, or like you can start going into the career and like really just living your life. If you want to live it in the trenches for a little bit, if you want to live it glamorous for a little bit, just flip flop all over. Like do what you want to do.
Yeah. And another thing is like, do it now. Like
why wait?
Why say I'm just gonna do it next year? Like you can do that. You could put that off and put that off and put that off.
If you're able to do something, do it.
Just do it now.
Why not?
Unless you have a solid reason stopping you, like you're just holding yourself back, really.
All right. Well, oh wait, how old are you?
29.
When's your birthday?
July 12th.
Wait.
Want to know my social security number?
if you're in a sharing mood.
No.
Okay, well, now you know who we are. Do you guys feel closer? Yes or no? And if you guys have any other questions, put it in the comments below. Who's cooler, me or him? And who's more athletic?
They can't tell that just from looks alone.
Oh, they can tell.
You can't tell from looks alone. The fact that you even have to ask that question is very telling.
We'll see you guys next week.